Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, ladies, and welcome to October 7th, 2021, and our monthly meditation and yoga. So, thank you so much for being here in community so that we can do this healing together. And I'll pass it on over to Kelly. Kelly, thank you for being with us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. As always, it's my pleasure to be here with this group of wonderful people. I hope everybody is doing well. You know, it's fall time now. It's this time of transformation. Fall is the ending of things, leaves falling, but it's also the beginning of things. So it's the perfect time for us to reflect and embrace change that is coming. And so today I wanted to talk in our session about stress and anxiety, right? And so this is often kind of what our focus is around mindfulness and meditation, is really designed to help us first and foremost manage the stress and the tension that inevitably comes at us as we walk through these days. And when we get the stress under control, then other things like health and happiness and vitality come with it. And we've talked in the past that stress actually triggers what's known as our primordial fight or flight response. And this is something that is hardwired into our brains from eons ago, and it was designed to protect us from an imminent threat, to give us, the body the tools it needs to either fight off whatever it is that is threatening us, or allow us to flee from that perceived threat. And so the body and the mind prepare aggressively to respond to whatever that threat is. But in today's world, that we don't have the stresses we had in, hunter-gatherer days where, a saber-toothed lion is coming at us. It's more somebody cut us off in traffic that triggers that kind of stress. And so when our stress goes unchecked and it becomes chronic, then our fight or flight is triggered over the smallest things, and it's triggered very often. And that chronic stress leads to distress in both our body and our mind, and it can lead to some various serious problems. I just this week have a very dear loved one of mine, one of my siblings, who is suffering from some severe anxiety and depression, and it has led him to some suicidal ideation. And so he is now in a place where he has become caught in a state of chronic stress and overwhelm, and he is at this point where we've got to get some more serious help. And so it's important for us, and it stresses the importance for me, that we have to release our stress and our tension on a regular basis. And that's why I promote these small snippets or tools that we can use throughout our day to do just that. And so we need to find those healthy outlets for letting go of our stress and our tension. And then we also should be doing fundamental things like trying to get as much healthy food as we can, and things that we put into our body. Exercise and good sleep is very important as well. And so I wanted to do a guided meditation today, this time with Deepak Chopra. So he'll guide us in this particular clip through a meditation, but he's first going to talk to us a little bit about stress and anxiety. And Deepak is a medical doctor. He is trained in medicine, spent many years practicing medicine, but he's also one of the first pioneers of mind-body wellness. One of the first to integrate Eastern philosophy and Western medicine some 25 years ago. And so in this guided meditation, he's going to talk to us about where stress and anxiety comes from, like the mechanics of what's going on in the brain. And then he's going to give us some tips to understand and manage it. And then he's going to lead us in about a 15-minute meditation where we can find some silence. And I think many of you know, maybe I've said before or maybe not, but Deepak is my primary meditation teacher. He's my main guru, so to speak. I'm trained in his mantra meditation technique. I've used that here at times, that Soham meditation. And most meditation techniques have an anchor of some sort that is designed to, when our mind goes wandering, to bring us back to the present moment. Sometimes that can be the breath. It could be a candle. It could be a visual image. We could be walking, and just the act of walking is our anchor to bring us back away from the mind activity. And then, of course, there is the mantra, which is a word or a set of words that we use to anchor us. And mantra is a Sanskrit word, and it is translated to mean vehicle of the mind. So the idea when we are silently saying that to ourselves is that mental vibration helps to stimulate us enough to allow us to go beyond our thoughts and take us deeper into silence. But if you find that, when we go through this meditation that, maybe the mantra that he is going to use is Om Shanti Om. If that is not comfortable for you, you can use another word like love or peace, or you can simply follow your breath. Just do whatever is comfortable to you. So let's go ahead and get ourselves comfortable. We're going to do this first front stress and anxiety relief meditation. So if you would maybe just go ahead and mute your microphone just to drown out some of the background noise. And then we'll go ahead and get started here on this beautiful meditation. Let me just see if I can share here. Why is mine not coming up here? I've got the share feature. Is that right, Gloria?
You should, Amara. Can we make sure that Kelly has the share, the ability to share?
Just check here.
Is it coming?
Let's take a look here.
So Amra is saying she can share. So Kelly, if you click, do you get the share screen button, Kelly?
I do, but I'm just not seeing my screen there to share. So let me share this. Oh, there we go. Do you see it?
Yep. Yes.
Wonderful. Apologies. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get comfortable. Mute your mic, find a nice position. And here we go.
Kelly, we don't hear it yet.
How about now?
Going into fight, flight, or freeze.
Works.
Yes.
Learning to react immediately and strongly to the perceived threat. Throughout evolution, this is how the lower brain, the most ancient brain region, learned to respond to acute stress. Fight, flight, or freeze is also the most primitive reaction you can have to the stress around you. The problem is that this instinctual response is meant to be temporary, lasting no more than a few minutes. If low-level daily stress, the kind everyone is exposed to, starts to trigger such a strong response, it is inappropriate. We cannot fight, run away from, or be paralyzed by everyone who disturbs or distresses us. But the lower brain doesn't reason this out. It simply reacts. If you get into a pattern of overreacting, it becomes a habit. So we need to realize that the main damage that occurs today comes from low-level chronic stress that the brain's default response cannot handle if left to itself. Modern life never runs out of new ways to stress us out. So what do we end up doing? We try to manage our stressful situations, which means getting used to anxiety rather than healing it. Fortunately, there are ways to exist on the front lines of stress while remaining in control, calm, centered, and free of anxiety. This is something you need to tell yourself beginning now. You can retrain your brain to drop the habit of fear and worry. You can learn new coping mechanisms for when stress arises. Best of all, you can take advantage of the world's wisdom traditions, which declare that the mind in its natural state is always calm and free of agitation. The mind is self-correcting. It wants to return to a state of balance, and when we cooperate with that natural tendency, anxiety steadily decreases. In its place, we experience the calm, centered, unstressed state that has always existed beneath the layer of mental turmoil, like the still, silent depths of a lake undisturbed by the storm that agitates the surface. Therefore, the first action step is to stop fighting against your anxious feelings and the worries that seem to pop up endlessly. But fear is persuasive. It tells us things we believe and yet which are not true. Fear increases the more you listen to it, leading to the obsessiveness that every warrior knows all too well. When you have an anxious thought, the emotion is attached to a warning. You left the gas on at home. You forgot to lock the door. Something bad is going to happen at work. These warnings attract our attention, and we are so relieved when the worst doesn't come true that we forget to tell ourselves that the anxious thoughts we had were false and untrustworthy in the first place. It's impossible and unlivable to react to every single negative thought we have, and yet that is precisely what the anxiety reaction wants from you. If you stop paying attention, it loses power. It stops being in control. Once you regain control and take back your power, anxiety no longer has a hold on you. The secret is not to argue back, struggle, or become overwhelmed. Instead, you learn detachment. In fact, you can begin today. Anytime you have an anxious thought, tell yourself, this is not telling me the truth. It is only making me afraid. Much of the false fear we are surrounded by could be solved if we stopped for a moment and used those words. This is not telling me the truth. It is only making me afraid. In this way, you acknowledge the anxious feeling without becoming attached to it. What makes this such an effective therapy is that you're bringing in the higher brain, the cortex, to override the lower brain. Fight, flight, or freeze strikes quickly, but it fades quickly too. You always have time to pause, let your anxious state subside, take a few deep breaths, and tell yourself that fear doesn't speak the truth. It only speaks fear. Once this realization sinks in, you are truly on your way to healing. As we prepare to meditate together, let's take a moment to consider our centering thought. I respond to stress with calm and ease. I respond to stress with calm and ease. Now, let's prepare for our meditation. Make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Begin to be aware of your breath and just breathe slowly and deeply. With each breath, allow yourself to become more deeply relaxed. Now, gently introduce the mantra. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. This mantra invokes the soothing and healing power of spiritual peace throughout our minds and bodies. Repeat it silently to yourself. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. With each repetition, feel your body, mind, and spirit open and receive just a little more. Do not try too hard to hold on to the mantra or worry about the pronunciation. It's normal for the mantra to change or drift away in correct meditation. Whenever you find yourself distracted by thoughts, noises, or physical sensations, simply return your attention to silently repeating the mantra. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Please continue with your meditation. I'll mind the time, and when it's time to end, you'll hear me ring a soft bell. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. It's time to release the mantra. Continue to sit restfully, inhaling and exhaling slowly. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. As you continue with your day, contemplate the centering thought. I respond to stress with calm and ease. I respond to stress with calm and ease. Namaste.
Okay. So hopefully you all felt some calm relaxation there. Our centering mantra, I respond to stress with calm and ease. Easier said than done sometimes, but it is a wonderful reminder to us. So I hope you all enjoyed that. A little bit to take, a little calm and ease to take with you throughout the rest of your day. So I'll stop there, Gloria, see if there's maybe any questions or comments.
Yes, thank you so much. Ladies, do you have any questions or comments?
I think it was really good, Kelly, again. Thank you so much. It did bring some shanti, which is peace, and that's what he's trying to say. And I'm feeling so relaxed. I was almost yawning, and that's a good sign always.
Beautiful. You've let your body and your mind settle enough that you get that. That's wonderful. I'm happy for that, Kalindi. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to say something?
Looks like so relaxing and peaceful, Vicky. Yes. Oh, you all are welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, Shanti, Shanti is peace, peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? All right. Well, Kelly, thank you so much again for joining us this month and getting us off to a good start.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. And are you going to stay for the yoga?
You betcha. Yes, I am. It's one of my highlights of the first Thursday of the month is to do some beautiful yoga with Sheila. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. And we are ready for Sheila.
Let's start. Let me see if I can make the music a little louder. Okay, cool. All right. Welcome to my private space where I do my yoga and my workout away from the noise of the world. So anyway, let's bring ourselves in the moment, crossing our legs, closing our eyes if we wish. Relaxing the shoulders, sending your shoulders back and down. Inhaling in, exhaling through the nose. If you don't remember to inhale and exhale through the nose, let's just remember to breathe. Couple more breaths here, centering ourselves. We'll slowly roll our shoulders forward. Slowly roll our shoulders backwards. Letting the shoulders go wide. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling to heart center. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling. From here, we're gonna go to all fours. So let's place our hands directly underneath our shoulders and knees directly into our hips. I'm gonna go sideways so you can see. Spreading our fingers, letting our shoulders go above our wrists. Let's do the cat cow. Inhaling, dropping the abs, lifting the head. Exhaling around the back and cow, tugging the chin to the chest. So a few more at our own pace. Closing our eyes if we wish. So a couple more for each pose. One more for each pose. Letting the shoulders up quiet, relaxing them. Instead of dropping the abs, let's bring our abs to neutral. Let's move our hips side to side. Just loosening up our spine. And releasing. From here, let's go to spinal balance. Let's start with the legs. Inhaling, extending the right leg behind. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, extending the left leg behind. Exhale, lower. Let's add the arms. Inhaling, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhaling, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Let's do a few more for each side. Inhaling when we extend. Exhaling when we lower. One more for each side. And releasing back to all fours. Sitting to child's pose. Sitting on our glutes. Sitting on our glutes, extending the arms forward. So we're gonna do a couple of half side salutation from the child's pose. So you notice my hips, they're on my glutes. My arms are extended forward so my elbows are not on the mat. If we need to adjust our pose, let's do so. Inhaling, going up, sending our wrists directly underneath our shoulders. Exhaling, elbows in. And going back to child's pose. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling, elbows in. And going back to child's pose. Warming up our upper body and arms at the same time. Inhaling when we lift. Exhaling when we bend the elbows. Elbows are next to the ribs. Exhaling back to child's pose. Let's do that 2 more times. One more. And releasing back to child's pose. Let's try to do that from down dog. So spreading our fingers, gripping our toes. Let me move my camera so you can see my full body. So the wrists are directly at the shoulders. They're not forward, they're not behind. Let's check our full plank with the down dog. Setting the hips as high as we can. Inhaling, going down. Exhale, and going back to down dog. So this is another option. If we need to stay in child's pose, you're most welcome to do so. Inhale up, exhale lower. And release it back to child's pose. If you can do down dog, go up and down. And to down dog. Let's choose where you want to be, down dog and child's pose. One more time. And this time, let's go back to child's pose. Good job, everybody. I know that's not easy. I Just threw that in there, spreading our fingers, relaxing the shoulders. Going back to all fours. There's a reason why I threw that in there. I wanted your upper body to be warm before we do any kind of a stretching. Threading the right hand beneath the left shoulder or left armpit, placing the right shoulder to the side on the mat. We can keep the left hand where it is, or we extend it over the head. Relaxing the shoulders and we're breathing. Couple more breaths here. Placing the left hand back on the mat. Come back to all fours. Let's switch sides, threading the left hand underneath the right armpit. Shoulders on the mat. Left side of face on the mat. Right arm extended over the head. Or we can keep the right hand just resting on the mat instead of extending it. Few breaths here, relaxing the shoulders. And slowly coming back up. And releasing child's pose. We love child's pose. So there's a little variation instead of doing child's pose where the knees are closer together. Let's bring the knees farther apart. So we can drop our abs in between. We're going to frog. Relaxing the arms on the mat. We're still breathing. And from here, we're gonna walk our hands towards the left knee. From here, we relax the forehead and the elbows towards the floor. One more breath here. Slowly coming back up, walking the hands towards the other direction. Once the chest is above the right leg, we can drop the chest and the elbows down. And slowly coming back up, walking the hands back to center. Relaxing for a moment. And slowly bringing the knees back together. We're gonna do a hip opener. We did this the first time on virtual yoga. So this is the hero pose. We're sitting on our heels. It's a hip opener on the left side. Inhaling, fanning the arms up. On the exhale, we extend the left leg towards the side, pointing the left toes to the front. Arms at shoulder level. Let me adjust my camera so you can see my shoulders at the same time. Arms at shoulder level. And from here, we reach towards the right, lifting up and over the extended leg. Opening our hips. We're gonna go deeper. Let's walk the left hand along the left leg. If we need to stay higher, we can always just come up higher. Couple more breaths here. And releasing back to your clothes. Sitting on your heels. Let's open the hips on the other side. Inhaling, fanning the arms. Exhaling, setting the right leg towards the right side. Right toes pointing towards the front, arms at shoulder level. You notice my left knee is directly underneath the left hip. Reaching towards the left. Lifting up and over the extended right leg. Staying here. Or we want to go deeper. We want to walk our right hand along the right leg. Or we slowly come back up. Noticing our shoulders, they're still facing the front. We're still breathing. And slowly releasing back to hero pose. So your heels. We're going to add the toe extension or the toe stretch, or also the inside of our sole. So I'm gonna go side it so you can see my my feet. So I'm sitting on my heels. This is hero pose. From here, I lift up, I revert my toes, sitting on my heels, staying there, relaxing the hands, relaxing the shoulders. If this is too deep, we lift our hips off our heels. Or we can try to just sit there just for a couple more breaths, stretching the feet and the toes. And slowly flexing those toes and sitting back to your pose. From here, we're gonna go to our side, extending both legs forward. We're in here, staff pose. Toes are pointing towards the sky. Inhaling, fanning the arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Reaching for our calves, or if we're gonna reach for, ankles, we can reach for our calves. We can even bend the knees if we need to. From here, we send the chest towards the thighs, with the knees bent or straight. If we can, we extend the legs. Even more, we extend the arms towards the ankle or the back of the heels. We're not rounding our back, we're leading with our chest, not our forehead. A few more breaths here. And slowly going back. From here, we straddle the mat or the carpet, wherever we are, spreading the legs as wide as we can. Flexing our toes, pointing toes towards the sky. Placing the hands forward. Inhaling, lifting the shoulders. On the exhale, we walk our hands forward. If we can, we go further, inhaling. On the exhale, we walk the hands farther forward. The feet are still flexed. One more challenge, we're going to send the elbows towards the mat. Our shoulders are relaxed, keeping them away from the ears. We're still breathing. Relaxing the neck. I'm only looking up just because I'm trying to see if I'm doing the pose right for you guys. So the neck and the spine are always aligned. And slowly going back center. I'm gonna challenge you today, everybody. Bring your feet back together. Placing the left hand underneath the left ankle, the right hand underneath the right ankle. Make sure our glutes are stable on the mat. Engaging the core muscles, sending the navel towards the spine, sending our shoulders away from the ears, and slowly bring your legs up. We're still breathing. Keeping our shoulders away from the ears, balancing on our glutes, using our core muscles for stability. 3 more breaths here. I like odd numbers. One more breath here. And slowly bring the feet back down to the mat. This time, instead of placing the hands underneath the ankles, we place the left hand on the left heel, the right hand on the right heel. The shoulders are backing down, the navels are drawn towards the spine. Let's slowly extend the right leg. You can stay right here. This is plenty. If we can, we extend the right leg farther out, or full extended if we want more. Couple of breaths. Shoulders are relaxed. And bring the right foot back down. Let's do the other side. Lifting the left foot off the mat, staying here, or slightly extending, or fully extending. The navel is still drawn towards the spine, the shoulders are relaxed, and we're breathing. 3 more breaths. Last one. And slowly bring the foot back down on the mat. From here, we extend the right leg forward. Good job, everybody. Keeping the left insole inside the right thigh. Placing the right hand on the left knee. Sending the left arm behind, reaching up and over the head, reaching towards the right toes. Keeping in mind the right foot is straight. We don't have to reach the toes as long as the right leg is straight. If we can, we go deeper on the exhale. The trick is going deeper on the exhale, not the inhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. You want to go more? Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach deeper. Couple of breaths here. And slowly going back center. Switching legs. Bending the right, extending the left. The left foot is flexed. Left hand on the right knee. Right arm behind, reaching up and over the head, reaching towards the left toes. The left leg is straight. If you want to go deeper, we do so on the exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Always going deeper on the exhale. Couple more breaths here. And slowly releasing back. We're gonna do the fish pose. We didn't do this the last 2 times. So I'm gonna go sideways so you can see the way that looks, and it really looks like a fish pose. So we're going down on the mat, placing the hands underneath the glutes, so we can always lift our hips using our feet. One hand underneath each glute. This time we extend the legs, sending the elbows underneath, so they're not on the side, they're underneath. We can stay right here. This may be plenty, or if you can, we send a chest towards the sky. So the elbows are on the mat, the chest is towards the sky. You're gazing towards the sky, not towards the screen, and you send the forehead down. Now, this may be plenty. If we can, we send the back of our head towards the mat. We indeed look like a fish right now. Maybe a higher fish or a lower fish, but still a fish. Drawing the navel towards the spine. A few more breaths here. Closing our eyes if we wish. Couple more breaths in fish pose. And slowly setting the shoulders back on the mat, removing the hands from underneath the glutes. Placing the hands on the abs. One thing we didn't do the other 2 times is also breathing on while we're laying on the mat. So we have a few options. Wherever your hands are comfortable, you can keep your arms bent side with the palms facing the sky, lower or higher, or you can place your hands on your abs. Your feet are open towards the sides, so they're not pointing towards the sky, they're pointing towards the side. So let's close our eyes. Just follow my voice. We're gonna do inhale and exhale exercise here. So inhaling, feeling the abs and lungs with air, and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel to the spine and the lower back towards the floor, relaxing the feet, bouncing your knees softly up and down, relaxing your hips. One more time, inhaling, feeling the abs and lungs with air, and holding. And exhaling, drawing the navel to spine and lower back towards the floor, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Closing your eyes. We're not distracted by the rest of the world. Feeling the top, releasing the crease on the forehead. Sending the eyeballs deeper into the eye sockets. Feeling the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the neck. If we need to bend the knees, let's place our feet on the mat and our knees together. Or if we can, we keep those legs extended. Closing our eyes. Focusing on a third eye. Let's do an inventory of our body from head to toe. If there's any tightness, let's release it. For example, if our shoulders are towards our ears, let's send them away from the ears. If our tongue is stuck to the roof of the mouth, let's release that tongue, dropping it away from the roof of the mouth. Feeling our chest rise with the inhale. Feel it fall with the exhale. Clear our minds of any thoughts. Bring ourselves in the moment. Slowly moving our fingers and toes. Let's do the fish pose from here. Let's bring our knees towards our chest. If we can, we wrap the hands around our fingers around the big toes. Or if we need to, we wrap the hands around the feet. Keeping our knees at about 90-degree angle. Pressing our tailbone towards the mat, relaxing the shoulders. We can go move side to side, massaging the lower back if you prefer. Or we can stay in stationary pose. Keeping your eyes closed or open if you wish. Closed is always better, so distractions are away from our mind. And letting the feet and the lower back relax. And from here, wherever your hand is, you can always move the hands to the ankle or the calf or even behind the knees, extending the legs. So if you can, grab those toes. Letting the legs open as wide as we can, bringing the tailbone and shoulders towards the mat. Moving on our hips if you want, or we can just stay stationary. Relaxing the shoulders. And slowly bending the knees. Keeping the knees towards our chest. Let's roll to one side for ourselves in child's pose. Bring arms by the side. Relaxing the shoulders. The forehead is on the mat, or if we need a pillow or a block, let's place that on the to support the forehead on the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, letting them just open to the outside of your knees. And slowly come up to seated pose or hero pose, sitting on our heels. I'm going to face it again. This is one of my favorite things to do is my shoulder stretch without massage. So if you need to come up higher, if you can sit on your heels, or if you want to try stretching those toes again, you can sit on your toes. Wherever you feel comfortable, as long as the spine is aligned. Sit on my toes. The shoulders are relaxed. Rolling the shoulders to the right side of the shoulders, the head towards the right side, and draw a stronger circle with the head. And bring it back above the right shoulder. Let's go to the other direction. And letting the head just rest above the right shoulder. Dropping the left shoulder. Dropping the right shoulder. Sending the head slightly towards the front. Staying there for a moment. Feel a stretch on the left shoulder or clavicle or the traps, the trapezoids, or even the deltoids. Slowly sending the head back above the right shoulder. The right shoulder is still away from the ears. The left shoulder is still away from the ears. Let's send the head slightly towards the back. And letting it drop towards the back and to the other side, the left shoulder. Dropping the right shoulder, dropping the left. Sending the head slightly towards the front. We're still breathing, we're not holding our breaths. Sending the head above the left shoulder. Sending the head slightly towards the back. And drawing a circle over the head and bring back center. And from here, we release our legs forward, bring ourselves to lotus pose or just easy seated pose. One foot on top of the other or in front or curled underneath, wherever you feel relaxed. Bring the hands with palms facing the sky. The backs of our hands are on our knees. Closing our eyes, relaxing the shoulders. Listening at the silence for another minute or so. Feel their chest rise with the inhale. Let it fall with the exhale. And slowly opening our eyes. Inhaling, fanning the arms up, bring the arms overhead. Exhaling to heart center. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling. The spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for being here and coming together so that we could do this in community with each other. In case you were wondering, that was a recording of Sheila. She had to she was called in last minute to work. So we went ahead and did a video, but it was still very, very good. Yes. Well, ladies, we go forth with confidence, courage, and believe in ourselves. Kelly, thank you so much again for being here with us today.
Thank you.